Hi, I'm Marissa with NOAA's Office of Education, and we're going to be trying something new, or at least new for us, on our social media channels. We're going to be taking a look at one particular weather phenomenon and then having a Q&A with Tom Di Liberto from NOAA's Climate.gov. We noticed this phenomenon the other day. A coworker pulled it up before a meeting and was like, hey, check this out. So let's all take a look. This is the path of Hurricane Eta. It was the 28th named storm in the 2020 Atlantic hurricane season, and it is a very, very complicated storm. It starts out as a tropical depression in the Caribbean, intensifies into a tropical storm, then finally into a Category 4 hurricane before making landfall in Nicaragua. It dumps a ton of rain, causes a lot of damage in Central America, zips around, enters the Caribbean again, intensifies back into a tropical storm, crosses Cuba, swipes Miami, does a little loop-de-loop in the Gulf of Mexico, crosses Florida again near Jacksonville, rains more over Georgia and the Carolinas before heading off into the sunset, or maybe we should say the sunrise, out into the Atlantic as an extratropical storm. This is a very complicated and interesting storm path. Hi, everyone. This is Marissa with NOAA's Office of Education. We are back today to answer your questions about Hurricane Eta and anything else you might want to know about the recent 2020 Atlantic hurricane season. I am here with Tom Di Liberto. Tom is a meteorologist, climatologist, and science communicator with NOAA's Climate.gov. He's here to answer your questions and anything we want to know about this very unusual storm. So Tom, can you start us off and just walk us through what happened, what's going on?
Sure, and thanks, Marissa, for having me. Yeah, Eta did some weird stuff. Usually you see a storm kind of make one turn throughout its lifetime, but Eta seemed to be moving nonstop, left and right and south, east, west, whatever direction you wanted to go, and then it kind of just kept moving. So, yeah, Eta made landfall as a Category 4 storm in Nicaragua, as you mentioned, the 28th named storm of the season. A record-breaking amount of storms happened during this year, and this storm rapidly intensified before making landfall. It was a Category 1 or tropical storm just a few days beforehand, and then boom, it really strengthened really fast. And at that point, it was moving kind of what you'd expect to see for a hurricane. It was moving from the east to the west. And the reason that happened was because there was a big old high pressure system to the north that had been blowing from the east to the west across where Hurricane Eta was. But at some point, that high pressure weakened after Eta made landfall, and all of a sudden, the winds that steer the hurricane became a lot more complex. And think of it like a giant atmospheric tug of war. You have all of these different other atmospheric things occurring further away from the hurricane that are kind of pulling and pushing and moving where the hurricane is supposed to be going. And when you have a lot of equally strong things pulling at one storm, you kind of get what you see here with the path that Eta pulled. It was being pulled in one direction first, and then something else won, and it was being pulled somewhere else. And then finally, the winner pulled at the last moment and then dragged it across Florida and off into the Atlantic Ocean. So basically, what you're looking at on this one picture here is a story of atmospheric struggle for the control of Hurricane Eta.